The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.
It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call my friends. Let's go and be changed. TMP is doing the most. TMP is doing the most. It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call my...
They can take everything away from you, but they can never take you away from you. What does that statement mean to you? This is the Miracle Perspective, and I'm your host, Miracle Chawane. Welcome back. The statement is, they can take everything away from you, but they can never take you away from you. What does that mean for you? When you think about that, what comes to your mind? With that statement having been said, what does it say to you? What lessons can you draw out of that statement? They can take your house, they can take your car, they can take your family, your kids, they can take your job, your businesses. Everything can fail around you. Your marriage can fail. You can lose all your stuff. All the things that you hold dear to your heart can go away. And that's the reality of life. Nothing we have is guaranteed. Nothing we have is permanent. What does it mean when everything can be taken away from you, but the one thing that cannot be taken away from you is you? What does that say about your life and how you view life? What does it say to you? I think about this and I'm like, wow. Does this mean I've been focused on the wrong stuff in my life? Does this mean I've been focused on the wrong investments in my life? And investments, because many of us, we spend a lot of our monies investing in other things. We're always looking for the best investment to make, the best investment avenue to put our money so it can grow. But have we thought about this whole thing of they can take everything away from you? Look, how many people have lost their monies during the COVID times? They put money into something they thought it was permanent for future. People lost their pension funds, man, during this COVID times. The money they've been putting away, thinking it's my retirement funds, all gone. But what is not gone is themselves. You are not gone from you. You will never be gone from you. COVID will come, it will go, you will still have you. Your friends will come and they will go, you will still have you. I've lost friends in my life, but I've always had me around. Wherever I went, man, I found me there. Wherever you go, you find you there. It's so ridiculous, you will always be with you even when you sleep. When you think you're sleeping, nothing is happening to you, you are with you. When you think you're losing your mind, look, you are with you. Thinking about that very absurd idea, what comes to your mind about you and about where your focus is? Many of us live our lives like we don't matter. We live our lives like, you know what? It is what it is. If I die, I die. But you forget that when you die, you are with you there. You're gonna die with you. And this is just something that came to my mind, and it was something that reawakened me to start paying more attention to me. To say, if I am that one thing that I'll always have with me, where should I focus my energy? Where should I focus my time? Where should I focus my money? And guess what the answer is? Me. What is the best investment to make? People are looking for investments to make. They say it's Amazon. They say recently, if you had invested your money in Amazon, you would have made a lot of money. A lot of people, like, if you had invested in Zoom, you would have made a lot of money, because during COVID, everybody went to Zoom. So Zoom did make a lot of money, of course. So people are going out, what is the next big thing? We're looking for these experts to tell us, what is the next big thing? Where can I put my money? And we're looking for other stuff, you see? But we are never looking at the number one most important investment, the most lucrative investment, the most the biggest results yielding investment, and that is you. The biggest investment to make, it's me. One of the best investments I've made are the investments I've made in me, my self-knowledge, my skills development. Recently, I came number 2, second place in the international speech contest of Toastmasters on the division level. Last year, for the same competition, at the same level, I didn't even come up top 3. I took that as a challenge, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to build myself, and I'm going to invest in my ability to speak. And I started putting my all into this thing. I was aiming for number 1, but, well, number 2 is not bad for me to have another challenge to say, you know what? I can still become the best speaker. Let me become better. So number 2 to me means I need to work more on myself. I need to invest more on my self-knowledge, self-investment, and self-improvement. And today I just want to shift your mentality and invite you to this thing of invest in you, focus on you. Because when you're focused on you, you can then become resourceful. Because whatever situation you find yourself in, you will always be resourceful. What does resourceful mean? It means you can always come up with something from nothing. You look at around what you have around you, you're like, all right, look, it's only me. I only have me. What do I have within me that can give me more? What can I use in me that can give me more? Basically, is looking at your hand and you say, hey, Moses, what do you have in your hand? You're like, it's a stick. That's enough. You know? The whole biblical principle of Moses holding a stick, and then God is like, hey, Moses, what do you have in your hand? He's like, I have nothing. He's like, hey, you have something. He's like, what is it? A stick. It's enough. Do something. And he started doing stuff. That's where we get this whole thing of resourcefulness. You see what Moses did? Moses didn't realize that he had him and whatever he had on himself with him all the time. He was looking for something outside of him. And how many people are behaving like Moses in our lives? How many people, before you start any business, you're like, I don't have enough money to start this business. Instead of looking at what you have with you. And because you think you don't have enough money, you retreat, you hold back. You give up on your dreams. You're like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go forward because I don't have enough. You see the lack of confidence in yourself, the lack of ability to see what you have with you. That's stopping your other dreams to be achieved because you are not realizing that you've got you. And after you realize that you've got you've got to realize, what do I have? I've got this speech thing going on. And that's why I'm on YouTube. And guess what YouTube has done for me in the years? It's given me many speaking gigs. I've become an expert on YouTube. I help people start their YouTube channels. I help people get speaking in front of the camera. I help people boost their confidence. Look, today I've got the TMP Academy. All started from YouTube. Because I look at myself, I'm like, you know what? What do I have? I've got the speech thing going. I talk too much. I'm an extrovert. So why don't I use this to my advantage? So when bad times come, I always look around me. What do I have? Here's a story, a quick story I did that happened to me back when I was in varsity. I think second year, I had this friend of mine. And we didn't have money at the time. We didn't have a lot of money. We were both on a limited, tight budget because, we just didn't have money. So we always struggled eating because we stayed far from the school. So we wouldn't go home and cook and come back to school to study. We had to go to school once in the morning and we had to spend the whole day. And we would leave late in the evening to sleep. But the whole day we were at school. So what do we eat, right? We came up with this. We would buy a loaf of bread from Pick and Pay. It was 5 rand. I think it was around 5 to 8 rand. A fresh, those store-baked breads that are fresh, you know. We'd buy that loaf and then we'd go to KFC. At KFC, they were selling Streetwise 2 pap at 14 rand. I still remember it was 14 rand. Streetwise 2 pap. We bought the Streetwise 2 pap because we're on a tight budget. You're like, I have 20 rand, he has 20 rand. If I put in my 14 rand to buy a Streetwise 2 pap, I give you 4 rand, you give me 4 rand, we buy the loaf. We are going to eat the pap first, but we are going to make sure that we're economical with the meat. So we would get into KFC with the bread in our bags. We're sitting there. And then as we are sitting there, hiding the bread, because we don't want them to see that we came with bread, you see? So we're chilling there, eating the pap. After the pap is done, we take out the bread. The bag would be in between us. He's here, I'm here. And we would put the bag here, we'll just break the bread. And we're eating there with the leftover meat that we had after the pap. After that, we're full. Our stomachs are so full and we're ready to go and spend the whole night. And that's how we spent our days, man. Almost the whole year in first year, that's how we were living. And that is what we call resourcefulness. Using what you have to give you the best outcome. That's what we did. The goal was to be full at the time so that we can study the whole night. And we did that. That strategy worked for us. So today's video is really to motivate you to start looking at yourself, because you've got you to die with. You've got yourself, man. You don't have your wife, you don't have your husband, you don't have your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You've got you, who you're gonna always be around all your life. For as long as you're still breathing, you've got you with you. Start investing in you. Start taking care of you. Start thinking about you like a person that you care about. Start treating yourself like you are your own baby. You want this person to succeed. You want this person to have a good future. That might also mean minimizing on some bad things that are affecting your health. What intoxicants are you taking that are really sabotaging your health? You might need to start looking at that and focusing on becoming a better you. Because at the end of it all, you've got you to deal with. If you like the content you're getting from the Miracle Perspective, remember, ladies and gents, subscribe, like, share, and comment below. Let me know what you think. Remember, if you want to become a better speaker, if you want to become a better communicator, if you want to gain confidence, self-belief, and self-esteem, you want to trust yourself as a person, you want to understand what you are created for, I have developed the TMP Academy for such things like that. So make sure you click on the link below and sign up to the TMP Academy. I will be there to hold you by the hand to make sure that you become the person that you are meant to be. It's finished.
The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.